Hey YouTube, this is Mama Sawse, and today I am pulling another card for discussion for today. Oh wow. Okay, we're getting ready to talk about death. Now, before y'all get all creeped out about this card is not a physical thing. I remember the first time I had got one of these in a reading, I freaked. But as I've been reading and learning more about the card, it's a transformation card. It's sort of like, you're not the same person you were when you were 20, once you're 30. And you're not the same person at 30 when you're 40. We call that death, transformation. We transform and be awake and more in tune with ourselves. This right here is the goddess Kali. She's a Hindu god, and she has all of these skulls around her neck, and that's sort of like the same way when they say like we carry our baggage around with us. That's similar to this, but see, she's defeating. So it's sort of like let me put her down for a second because I'm a hands person. It's like this. When we're born perfect. We don't know anything about pain and suffering, anger and grief or anything. All we have are our primal things: feed, warmth, dry. That's what we live for. And so as we grow and we become a little damaged sometimes from our parents, not maliciously, not intentionally, but we're all imperfect. By the time we get grown, we may have these insecurities and anxieties that we're coming into our adulthood with. I call them layers. I'm thinking this is like a rose, a tightly wound rose. And what happens is when we hit adulthood and we get into bad relationships, we're starting to date, and we may be inflicted with bad relationships, which throws another layer onto this rose. And you may be having, bad things happen, bad jobs, you getting laid off, you losing your car, things, and those all add layers of anxiety and things like that. That's baggage. And as you grow into your spirituality and your higher self, you're learning to lose these layers, and then you start peeling them off. And as you're peeling off these layers, it's considered death. It's death to depression, death to anxiety, death to bad feelings, death to your insecurities about yourself, death to body shaming, death to animosity that you may feel towards your exes, and the anger and the grief and all of that stuff that we hold within our spirit and our heart, consciously and subconsciously, because that's how we manifest, and it plays out down the road with alcohol, drug, sexual addictions, and things of that nature. All that is tapped in and undealt with issues that we have in our life. And as we start dealing with these issues in our lives, we're killing out those old parts of us. We're killing it off. Depression, anxiety, bad feelings about yourself, strife, negativity, all of those things that held us back, are the things that we're killing off. It's a transformation card. And the mask here that she holds in her hand, that's the mask, the false things that we held on to, that, when we hold on to bad relationships for a long time, and we put that smile on when you're not happy on the inside. We keep that mask on our face because we don't want the whole world to know. That is it. And here is the own symbol with the light. And so she's letting people see that she is now honoring her light. And what does her tongue sticking out have anything to do with that? Her tongue sticking out is because she is no longer speaking bad things or negativity out. It's gone. She's letting it go. She's letting her tongue hang out. And things of that nature. The sun is behind her. I always love this when they have it centered, because that means she's in union with nature. So she's living in her authentic self. So death card doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's a transformation thing, which means that you're going in a good direction. But if it's upside down, your transformation may be going in a more negative. That's maybe when you're dealing with your lower self, your darker self, and you're not honoring, you're not aligned right. Then that means you may need to do, a spiritual cleansing. You may need to do some heavy meditation and get yourself back in tune with yourself. And with creation and the energy, the positive energy that's around you. And I know that it's hard to do with all of this crazy stuff that's going on out in the world around us. But one thing I always say, we're in control of what we bring to us. So if you're sitting there watching the news from 5 to 9 and 11 to 1 and from 4 to 7 and again at 9, you're bringing all that negative stuff into your heart and into your spirit. And people say, oh, well, I'm trying to keep myself abreast on what's going on around me. But, that's 1% of what's going on. If you're walking down the street and you've met 99 good people, and then you cut on that TV and you hear about that one bad thing that happened, that did not make the world a bad place. That made that a bad moment. And that's what we have to remember. Don't let the bad moments ruin the good things that's going on around you. And that's what I want to leave you all with today. Take time and always find 1 or 2 good things that are happening for you each day. Don't focus about all the bad things. And even if you are going through the bad things, find a good thing that's going through. The good thing that's happening because of that bad thing. You're losing a job, but what did you gain? What are you gaining? Don't think about what you lost. Now what do you have to gain? You may be gaining freedom. You may be gaining the chance now to do your own business, make your own money, make your own way. So let's not focus on the bad. Let's focus more on some good, to balance that out. So I'd like to leave it there for today. Okay? And as usual, I want to send you all with love, peace, and light, and all of that. And I hope that you guys will like, share, and subscribe to my channel, because I would love to talk with you guys. And if you have anything that you wanted me to talk about, let me know. Comment below. All right? Peace.